Don't make any sense.
I gotta sit where you are.
Hey, bud, how are you?
Brett, how are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Glad to have you.
Oh, yes, I got to have my computer in my normally don't, you know that.
He didn't like that. I think this is more fun than the last time I saw him. Let's see if Wesley can explain the text. Or any other terms. So we're in this meeting.
Yes, ma'am, I'm perfect, thank you.
Steps and go back to his.
Stick around for the bad news.
Run out, so there's a whole thing.
I don't know why, I just don't print that.
You're welcome.
Correct.
Mr. Elder, Junior Elder.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everybody to the April 21st, 2026 Board of Aldermen meeting. At this time, we will have prayer led by Alderwoman Birch from Ward 1, followed by the pledge. Everybody please stand.
And Will Brown, the family pastor and youth pastor from First Baptist Church, is going to lead us in prayer.
Shall I pray with me? God's word says in James 1, verse 5, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. Lord, we thank you this evening that you are a God of wisdom, and you always know what's best in each situation. And you are a generous God who, anyone who comes to you in faith, trusting you, gets the wisdom from above. And we ask humbly for that wisdom this evening as our city meets to seek the welfare of its people. And so, Father, we ask, would you give us wisdom to do what's right, Lord, in the sight of God and in the sight of man. Lord, we pray for our aldermen. Lord, we pray for Sue, Allison, Luana, Susie, Julian, and Westlow, that tonight you would give them grace and discernment to do what's right. We pray for our mayor, Mark, that you would give him, Lord, righteousness in his leadership, Lord, to do what would be best for the city of Magee. We pray for our people, Lord, that you would bless this city, Lord, with more of what the Bible says is peaceful and quiet lives, dignified in every way, Lord. And we pray, Lord, that tonight you would be praised in all that is said and all that is done. In the name of Jesus, your Son, we ask it. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag, attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, public comments. I think we got Miss Shanita. Come on down, Miss Shanita.
Disclaimer, I am not a public speaker. I'm nervous as heck. So I'm gonna give this to y'all. Ah, good.
Don't be nervous.
How are you?
You here with us
doing all right?
anyway, don't
Yes,
you?
sir. All right, so this is concerning the Marvin Jackson Park. Disclaimer, I am not an engineer. I'm not an architect. I'm just a concerned citizen. Okay. Good evening, Mayor and members of the board. Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Shanita Witherspoon, and I am here to speak on behalf of our community to share our vision for Marvin Jackson Park. Right now, Marvin Jackson Park is mostly just open land. There aren't a lot of resources out there, and while it hasn't been fully developed into a traditional park yet, spaces like these have been somewhat overlooked and underused for a long time. So what we're doing now is getting things together, getting it on track, being intentional about building something that our families, our children, our seniors, our neighbors can really use and be proud of. We want people in this community to be able to walk, exercise, gather, and enjoy having these resources right there in their own neighborhood. So, again, I'm not gonna read, I got a plan here. One thing I do wanna print out is several phases. Again, Google, ChatGPT, I am not. So phase 1 is a walking path, and on purpose, we decided maybe a dirt path. It's more cost efficient. I did visit like Atlanta, and a lot of the rural areas do have like dirt paths. So that would be something to consider. A play and fitness area, one thing I want to point out is a lot of time our parks are not fit for like adults. And so if we can have some adult, maybe like at the beginning of the walking path, like April, May brought out in Brandon, they have like a stretching where you can stretch, or maybe something for the adults that they can do, so they can exercise as well. Again, I'm not an architect. It's important, a pavilion or a shelter and not porta potties. We would like a pavilion. And then just the open space. There you can have community gardens and different things, because it's big. And that part over there to the right is huge. And sustainability. And then the closing here, you can read. One more thing I do want to point out, I think was really good, the Walk of Legacy. In the back here, I have put a picture, and it has right there where bricks can go, and we want to call this like a legacy walk or a walk of legacy, and it can maybe help fund. I know the bricks will cost money, But if people can have it, different businesses have their names or anything engraved, and we can have that walked up, and then that could be something that could last forever, you know, a long, long time. So like I said, businesses, families, I do have pricing there, again, I don't know if it's right, but
I
that's
think
just some
it's-
ideas.
I think it's very
Well, definitely thank you. I guess we don't wanna speak too prematurely, but, we do have some plans to be able to, get some funding to be able to upgrade the park over there. We're actually at I guess, kinda close to the final stages. We'll know the first beginning of the month, it'll provide a pavilion. Also, maybe a couple of slides and things of that nature that will upgrade over there. So we should know more about it at the first beginning of the month, whether we receive the funding or not to be able to do that. So your plan goes along with what we're
that's
trying to do, so.
Because we know we got the Juneteenth coming up, and last year, Terrence did his best, but I think the generators didn't work.
Yeah.
So there was no bouncy houses. It
But
was
we have
all-
power out there now, don't we, Tim? Yeah,
It
so
is
we have
now?
power,
Oh,
so we have
cool.
power.
That is good, okay,
Yeah, so
great.
we're chipping away. Yeah, we're chipping away.
slowly but surely.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
it's not being ignored, it's on our radar.
okay. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Okay. I don't think there's anybody else on the public comment section. So we need to approve the agenda. So I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Wallen's got the motion. Allison had the second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, mayor's report. First thing, to remind everybody, this Saturday, the 25th, is the Great American Cleanup at Earl Everett Park for the Magee part of it, to meet at 9 a.m. So we're calling on all community to come together for a citywide effort to beautify Magee. From there, teams will spread out across the city to clean and refresh our shared spaces. So we will provide these trash picker-uppers, bags, and t-shirts while supplies last. So anybody that can help out with that, please give us a hand there if you can. Work projects, the culvert project over here on Fifth. I believe it's Fifth Street, where we, down here by the Y. We've got the street back open. Susie, I know you had asked about that. Street's back open. We're still working on that. We still got some more, waiting on a couple of, I think it's a 45-degree, to 45-degree culverts to tie that in. The bush hog with our sidearm arrived last week, and we are using that now throughout the city. We did some work over here at the bridge at Walmart. Did what we could with it and did some weed eating, I believe. Sewer project behind Mill Creek, that's the one we had to get to Greenbrier to help us out on. That's completed. They did a good job there, so that's done. I don't think I have anything else on work projects, so we need to go ahead and approve the minutes.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Susie's got the motion. June got the second. All in favor? Is there any old business? Any business? Okay. New business?
Here again, I don't know if this is the right time, but I would just like to publicly thank Senator Andy Berry and Representative Price Wallace and Noah Sanford for their efforts in getting our funding that will be a significant help to our city.
Another wastewater project.
Yes, yes.
That was
As-
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a $750,000 from the legislature, $500,000 to the lagoon down here, and then $250,000 for infrastructure improvements throughout the city. So that's gonna be a big help, and like Allison said, thanks to Andy Berry, Bryce Wallace, and Noah Sanford for that. So that's good news for Magee.
Money we don't have to pay back.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And also Christ Fellowship Church and
Yes.
their membership for the sign over at the playground. They've done a great job with that.
Mark, I'm gonna let him announce when I get this in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our committee, our cemetery committee, when we meet the 1st of May at our meeting, we are going to have a man who will be here that can talk to people about how to clean your your markers, but he also does them also. So it will be open to the public. We'll probably start at 4 because we have to finish before the meeting. But I'll put that out and you can be looking for it. But it's gonna be the first Tuesday in May that we will work with this guy.
Okay.
Oh, also, we'll be going around in Ward 4, getting signatures and receiving some letters for some infrastructure, funding that we're trying to get for Ward 4 as well. I'll be joined by Evan, and we'll be knocking on some doors.
And that's in reference to the CDBG grant that we're pursuing, which will, we're gonna be implementing new sewer lines and some culverts and cleaning some ditches over here in Ward 4. If we get that grant, we're hoping we're gonna get it. So, as Julian said, he and Evan's gonna be working to get new surveys and petitions. And that's gotta be turned in May 1st, so we need to get on that and get that done pretty
How many
quick.
do you have to have?
It is possible.
Yeah, I think the minimum number on houses is, surveys is 39, 40.
Yeah, so we have about, that's gonna be, I already have about 25 to write letters, and those same 25 for a sign, so we'll knock it out pretty.
Good deal. Okay, I've got 2 event applications I'd like y'all to approve. One is for a senior adult lunch down here at Gerald Everett Park on May the 22nd. It should be in y'all's packet.
Who's putting it in?
That is
Christ Fellowship.
Christ Fellowship Church.
I make a motion, we approve the event application for the senior lunch.
And Susie's got the motion. Lon's got the second. All in favor? And then the next one is a baby shower at the Civic Center on June the 27th. That's from 4 to 6 p.m.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Jerry's got the motion.
Second.
Adam's got a second. All in favor?
Do we have somebody designated when we have these events that people are renting the Civic Center, that if there's needs for tables or chairs to be set up, that we're making sure that gets done? And paper products in the restrooms, that kind of thing?
Are we setting up tables? Or we just make sure they're there?
Yeah.
Right. that
We
they're
don't need
available.
that
That's
meeting,
kind- that's
so
kind
we
of-
do need to make sure.
That's kind of a coordinated effort between Tim and Cortez.
Okay, but we didn't have somebody
Yeah,
in
and
place
then,
for
of
that.
course,
Okay.
we use Voice of Hope. They have helped out some of
Okay,
it.
so we set up tables and everything?
Yeah.
Mayor, may I ask a question about the adult lunch? What time is it going to be?
11 a.m.?
11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, is there anything else under new business? Okay, we need to approve the claims docket. Any questions on the claims docket?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, Julian's got the motion. Al's got the second. All in favor? Okay, next on the agenda, Mr. Albert White from MDOT. He's gonna talk about 49 down here and what's going on with this red light and the Solon Road closure.
Thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Albert.
Thank Mark for asking me to come. been a lot of times I've been in this meeting, so. But I want to come first and just kind of give you a little background of how that project developed, and then I'll go into kind of where it's at right now, what's going on when it finishes up. I will hand, if y'all are okay, I have some little plan sheets that may help y'all see what I'm talking about. So there's two for this.
These ain't what they used to be, huh, Brett?
What's going on? And these are both, one's the intersection at 149 in the Shell Station,
Thank you.
and one is Solomon. I'll give you this.
I'm good.
So
I'll work on
Yeah.
make sure that ain't my retirement plan. The first one I have is the intersection at 149, but kind of the history of this project. To be honest with you, first conversation started probably about 15 years ago. We were looking at all 49 in Covington and Simpson County. And as you see, in this 15 years, a lot of different projects have gone on. Salem Road and then 540 at Mendenhall were probably the two worst in Simpson County. And we've gone through a couple of different iterations of designs and things we hoped for. The first iteration was what I called a Cadillac, it involved frontage roads and all that. We never got funding. And if you know Salem, we just had to do something. And so we went to this next round, that's where we're at, the final round. And I will say this started 5 or 6 years ago with this design, as far as the conversation and stuff. So with this design, the initial one was to try to build a frontage road from Siloam to up at Napa, where Sears used to be. And of course, like I said, the funding wasn't there, so this is where we come. Siloam Road, with all the accidents and history, and y'all live here, y'all know that, I'm not gonna go into that. I've been on that, worked accidents with our crews and stuff at that place. And so where it's at, the main thing is all those crossing movements, and all those movements coming in and out, and that's where the accident history and accident studies show. So to get funding for this project, and it is federal safety funds, you have to remove those patterns that cause the accident. So with this, let me give you all the second sheet, that'd probably be better. That's Siloam Road, and that's kind of what the striping thing is. What we have done is remove the median, remove the connection on the east side, and then we've also modified the connection on the west side. When these plans were being developed, the federal money required for us to remove every connection at Siloam and move it, other than the right in and right out from the west side. At the time the water plant was going on, and so we actually designed, and I told them we gotta have something for trucks to turn in to go to the water plant instead of coming up to Sears, because that would be horrible to make trucks turn around before they're down there without any kind of protection. And so that's where, on these plans, on that second sheet, at the very bottom, there is a left turn lane from the northbound going to the west side. It is not open right now, it has been paved. So in the next couple of weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks, you'll see all that open up. So if you're going northbound from the Shell Station, you will be able to take a left turn across to go west on Siloam. Okay? We're still closing off all connection on the east side with 13th Avenue and Siloam East. What happens to the traffic at Siloam? It goes down to 149 or to the Shell Station. Y'all seen the signals? They're up. They'll go through a flashing phase, a test phase for about 2 weeks before we'll actually be able to turn traffic. I really think in 2 weeks, they'll actually be operating. They got them, if you went out there today, you'll see, the guys are in the cabinet. That means they're hooking it all up. So you're looking at a couple weeks. We did modify 149 and the frontage road that goes to the sportsplex. Because all you're doing, now you have a signal, you have a protected place for people to go in and out. For the trucks going to the plant, you have a protected signal to get to the frontage road. But if you look at all the connections, the old way it was, it's already been changed, was your frontage road and 149 were continuous. But people coming off 49 actually had to stop at the frontage road. Everywhere else through here, 49 has primary or first movement and protected. So it's putting it all in that consistent mode that for people coming on and off 49 have the movement. So that is that change. If you look at it, it looks like a big old wide pad of asphalt, and it is. That's for trucks. We've got to provide it and have to build it wide enough to provide the truck movements from the plant. Again, we were grateful to be able to add that intersection as well. We kind of used the issues we had at fixing Siloam and addressing it to be able to get funding extra to put the signal at 149. I know we have other intersections through Magee, like at the old Sears at Napa, at Main Street, that we have a lot of congestion. We have some accident history. I really, with the signal, it's going to provide gaps. Okay, and so those intersections will get better. And even when the signal's up, more people will start using it, especially if they're going south, instead of using those intersections. So I think it's going to help with the other ones. MDOT will always be looking at those because with the federal funding that we've tried to do in both counties, you get little bits at a time. And I will tell you, just from the 15 and a half years in this role, working on all this, that's what we ended up having to do. Chase a little bit of money. You get what you can, fix the ones you can. There are other things that need to be fixed throughout Simpson County on 49. Even when I retire, that's on their list. Hopefully they'll continue, and I'll be like y'all, I'll be bugging them for all that. So with that, like I said, in a couple weeks, it should be through. I mean, a couple months, everything should be through. A couple weeks, I hope to have the signals. You'll probably another couple weeks after that, the permanent stripe. And I will tell you that will help. That'll help people see. You'll have raised pavement markers, the reflectors, new signage. Some of it's already going in, so that'll help people see how to make the movements and what's there. There's probably other questions y'all have. Y'all feel free to ask.
Okay, so I represent Ward 3, which is right there in the heart of that, and I'm sure you've received as many phone calls as I have about this. Is there any chance of ever getting another project to put 13th Street back in action? Or that intersection? I know it's the two that come together right there. Is that a possibility? I've been asked.
It's a possibility because there's always access available there.
Okay.
Even with what we tore out, you would have to tear that out because what you would have to do is modify it to make it square up. It'd be a right in, right out only if it could be done.
Okay.
It cannot be done on this project because reducing those movements is part of the funding, the reasoning and support for the funding.
There's a good bit of commercial property there owned by several different people, and several of them have reached out to me.
Right, and I've talked to a couple.
I'm sure you have.
They have rights to that access still. If you go a little north and a little south, it's a section that we call no access, so you can't have access. So some of those property owners, parts of their property, they can't. But that's the way it was bought a long time ago. We didn't purchase access rights or anything.
Okay,
It's still there. We'd have to go through a permit process. Would MDOT pay for it? Right now, I'd say no.
okay,
I probably won't be here when that happens, and when that comes up, but that is a question that can be asked.
okay,
But it can't, they have access
Okay.
rights. And like I said, it would have to be improved anyway, so,
I have a question, well, I have two.
yes, ma'am.
The first one about the same area. When they're coming southbound and they're coming around the curve, are they gonna have enough time to be able to stop for that light? Is there gonna be any kind of indication that there's a light, like a flashing light?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really required on all
Okay.
MDOT signals.
Alright, and my second question is that Walmart intersection. That is a hot mess by that bridge, and I'm speaking from experience. I used to work at Cadence Bank, and trying to get out of there, especially on the weekend, you were lucky if you didn't get hit by traffic flying off the highway trying to get into Walmart, and you're trying to cross over, or even on the right, you would almost get hit if you went to Walmart and went around the back way. It's just all messed up.
Yeah, that's been one of those birds in my saddle since I've been here. Is trying to figure out ways, and
It's
a lot of
those
the
people who work there and the customers that are going there.
right now, without having to buy out some businesses on one side, not the Walmart side, but on the Walgreens side, you have to buy businesses and move the intersection out, kind of what we made Love's do up there at the truck stop. Walmart side, you got the creek,
There's nowhere to go.
and you're talking about major millions of dollars project. At some point, something will probably have to be done. The only solutions we came up with, and this was before any of y'all were in the seats you were in, we talked about restricting movements, turning onto the frontage road. And guess what that does? It kills your businesses on those frontage roads. That would have cut out a lot of the accidents that we were seeing. It's gonna take a major reconstruction project. And that's on the list, but it's one of those, we've really not gained any traction because of the cost and.
Well, it makes me feel better that y'all looking at it,
Yes,
because it is.
I will tell you this, one conversation was putting dual signals on the frontage road and 49 like you do on the coast. Well, it won't work because, and what you'll see with these signals, seminaries are a prime example. You get too many signals, then 49 will get worse, a lot worse. And that's what it would have, what we call a level of service F on 49 if we had done that. So we've looked at a lot of different options. It's a reconstruction by property. It's one of those you don't want to get into,
Yep.
but it's a big one.
Thank you.
Good question.
Any other questions?
Can I ask a question? I didn't hear you address this, but it's at the old 149, that funny intersection of 49 highway coming off. There's that double stripe, but there's nothing stopping the traffic going south on 149. I've had 3 near misses because people will go straight instead of allowing the traffic that's supposed to come off 49.
You're talking about here at the Shell station?
Yes. Are y'all gonna put a stop sign up there for the cross traffic?
There is a stop sign for what's supposed to stop. Now, the frontage road stops now. Okay.
Not going southward.
No, because that's old 49. It curves and goes on into, to the signal at 49.
But,
It's continuous. And there is-
but people don't do that. People will cut you off and go straight towards the sports complex. How are y'all gonna address that?
Well, we hope that people will start learning it because it's a new movement and that's what we've got stripe out there. We'll have more stripe. We will have raised markers, the markers that light up. They'll be lined along it as well.
So, when you travel on Old 49, you're not gonna be able to get to the complex that way?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, if somebody's coming off 49, you just have to wait to make your left turn.
you have to yield.
You have to yield there to go
It's
this way.
a yield sign right there, right?
No, no. Let me see your,
If you're,
if you look at this, the first one,
Would this help?
yes. Thank you. I'll come show you in a little bit. This is the through movement. So if you're going to sports split, you'll take a left and go this way.
yeah, I know how to get there. I definitely know how to get there, but I'm asking you one question. Are you gonna have a yield sign to know, or who's gonna have?
You don't put a yield there. You have a stop sign here. The only yield is coming off 49. This is a stop situation. This is a through free flowing situation.
And you,
That's
You
what,
just have to wait for traffic to clear
I-
before you
I-
turn
I
right.
understand.
it's like any other 2-lane road if you're making.
so
a
let's
left
just
turn.
say an accident happens, right? Let's just say one happens. Who's at fault? The one that
Usually
hit
the driver,
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true, but who's at fault?
the driver.
Which one? It's,
Who-
I can
who makes
guarantee you,
illegal movement.
I can guarantee you, if it's two cars, it's two drivers.
If the one making the left turn didn't yield to the one coming off 49, then it's the left turn.
If it's not telling me I have to yield,
It's just normal driving pattern. If you
Oh.
look in your driver's
we
ed.
going on normal driving.
You've driven
That's
in
right.
Magee, right?
Okay.
I know. I've been in Southwest Mississippi for a long time.
We going
I'm
on
on
normal driving. Okay.
It's the way you're supposed to drive. That's all I can say. I cannot control drivers.
Yes, that's our.
We do the best we can to engineer
I think so.
so people will drive and follow the rules. When people don't follow the rules, we can't affect that. That's where enforcement comes in. So it's like driving with your phone. I see it all the time. I have people almost get killed all the time that work for me. But I can't control somebody and make them get off their phone.
Oh.
But there's nothing I can, thank you.
He's saying there's a clear signage up.
There will be clear, but that movement does not have a sign
Right.
because it's your normal left turn movement.
Mhm.
You're yielding to make a left turn like if you're going 28, 13.
Normal driving.
Just turn
I agree with you.
You just have to
People do not pay attention.
Yeah. And this was for safety?
This was a safety project and it is it's already making a difference out there. I will say this, anytime you have construction, it's cluttered. Get these barrels on, get all the permanent stripe down, it'll look a lot better.
Thank you for
And that's coming in the next couple of weeks, so.
Al,
Yes.
ask something. You're going south on Old 49, and you're going to the right, that's the traffic light. Straight on across is what we're talking about, the problem. Coming south on Old 49, isn't there be a sign that says left turn yield to oncoming traffic?
Yes. I had to think about what you were asking, but yes. Yes. I will double check the plans and be sure, because that is a good.
I must have used the wrong way.
You said yield sign, that's not a yield sign.
Can we please check on the sign that Mr. Jim,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the verbiage that?
Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Jim, I really appreciate
Those
you,
are
man.
a lot.
Any other
We
questions?
really do appreciate you explaining.
No, thank y'all. I
And we
appreciate y'all's
appreciate
support. I
all
will
you
continue
do for us
this.
too here.
This is my last board meeting as an MDOT official.
This your last one?
He's
Board
retiring.
Yeah, you're retiring after this. Yeah.
How many years, Albert?
28 with the state.
Okay.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
When is your last day?
May 31st.
I showed up that year, son.
But thank y'all.
Thank you, man.
I want
Thank
to share
you.
one thing. My last board meeting was 2 weeks ago. It was in Franklin County where I grew up, and now I think it's kind of fitting to end with the last one. So thank y'all for
Thank you,
giving me
Lord.
that.
Thank you, man.
Albert, for all that
Appreciate you.
service.
This is Bill McCall.
Okay, board, next on the agenda is a memorandum of understanding between the Central County School District and the city for use of our baseball field down here at the Sportsplex. some years ago, we had this contract in place, and, I don't remember when it ran out, I think it was in 2008.
8 or 9 or something like that.
But it's, the district agrees to pay the city the sum of $15,000 each year for the life of the agreement, and is to help maintain the high school baseball field down here. Julian and I met with Dr. Sanders about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and they are very happy to do that, and that will be we appreciate them, and they're getting used to the field, so it's a win-win situation for all of us. So I need a motion to accept,
I'll make a motion.
correct me if I'm wrong, just the MOU between the school district and the city.
That's right.
Okay, so Julian's got the motion,
Second.
Allison has a second, all in favor? Okay.
It was through your term, I think.
Yeah, just
Okay, through our,
just through our term, and it didn't change, any of the verbiage, none of the verbiage changed, did it? From the last time we had it, it was just,
And I agree.
okay, yeah, so Westwood drafted it the first time, so we're.
Section 5 there, Wesley, it says,
it
period,
says 5 years. I knew I saw
It
that.
says 5 years on the back, from the said date until terminated.
I'll get them through the first year of the next term.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, at least it'll be locked in for.
It can be terminated if they need to terminate.
Well, can we just redo it, or whoever
Well, it's
starts
already
the
been
next?
approved, it'd have to go back to
Okay.
the board, at the Board of Education. So what I would recommend, there is an out clause that will give the next board, if you don't wanna go forward with it, the right to terminate it. Getting it approved by 2 boards,
It's hard.
is hard, and I think they're ready to use the field, so I think it's fine with that.
I think it was the payment in June, July.
I don't remember.
I thought it said up to.
Was that-
Okay, any more questions on that? All right, next on the agenda is the engineering services. We had our ranking committee met here a week or so ago, myself, Julian, John, and Tim. We only had 2 engineering firms apply, which one was ClearPoint, the other one was Allen Hoschel. So we recommend going with the ClearPoint Engineering. The ranking, I have those sheets in my office, I didn't bring them, but that's who the committee recommended. So I need a motion for ClearPoint Engineering Services.
Motion to, our equipment engineers.
Okay, Luana's got the motion,
Second.
Sue's got the second, all in favor? Okay. Okay, next is Kratom ordinance. I know y'all voted 2 weeks ago to ban this, so we're bringing it back up for discussion tonight. Is there any
Mine is final passage.
final passage tonight, I'm sorry? If there's not any.
To adopt.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Okay. I'll
Motion
second
to
it.
adopt, from Julian. Luana's got the second, all in favor?
How do we put a timeline on the removal of these products?
I'll second it.
I don't think it's in there.
I didn't see it.
It's not.
That is a good
That
question.
is a good question, it's not, y'all can vote on that.
We give them 2 weeks for timeline. What's the reasonable timeline?
30 days.
I would say you should give them.
30.
30 days.
So what, May,
Well, it's
I do
April,
know
we give them to the
Can we
end
give
of
them to
May.
June?
end of May,
Yeah, June 1.
Maybe
Be gone.
31st.
May 31st.
I think May 31st.
Yeah,
May-
big,
May
if they're
31st.
gone by June
Yeah.
1, yeah.
Yeah.
So we need a motion for that? Okay, motion to grant them till May the 31st to, deplete their inventory.
I second.
Wong got the motion, Julian got the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Get that, John?
Yes, sir.
So excited about that one.
All right, I'm gonna move Brett down to the bottom. So we'll move on, skip the Brett, go to Public Works 10. Got anything specific other than what's in your, report?
Now you have my report, we still beating on the streets, maybe the asphalt plan will be back up running tomorrow, we're gonna start running some more asphalt tomorrow, try to get some of these bad spots in the streets fixed.
You wanna talk about the bridge there at Walmart? We were gonna try to get that done today, but the asphalt plant was down. That little dip in the bridge as you go across, get a lot of
Come
complaints.
close to,
We won't bite you.
so we're old.
Yeah, that's, when you're coming out of Walmart, you're coming up to a concrete ramp that actually comes up to the bridge. Well, the ramp has settled at the bridge, which causes a hump, then you go down and hit it again. So we're gonna level that settle spot out with asphalt. So it won't be so bad coming across. And on the other side, there's a couple of potholes we're gonna fix. You ain't coming out on 28, there's some holes up there we're gonna fix.
I need to send you a couple as well.
And you gonna cut that vegetation or whatever you call it.
We run the bush hog today on that,
Good.
did some weed eating around there. I can only get so far out, but yeah, we whittled it down a little bit. Yeah, we got 30 spots I've counted just when we passed the roads, digging sewer lines and water lines, and we're trying to get them knocked out. But any requests, just email them to me,
I got a
or
few.
force them buggy or whatever.
I got a few.
Smoke signals.
Yeah.
I'll send a pigeon or two. Okay. Thank you, Tim.
Y'all welcome.
Thank you.
Police department?
Chief said he didn't have anything this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Fire department, building inspector,
Good evening, board. I just got one other item other than what you guys have in your packet on. I'm asking for approval for me and John to attend the Mississippi Firefighters and Fire Chiefs Conference this summer. It's May 27th to the 31st. The cost is $1,187.46. It's a week-long course. Most of them are fire chief. This year, the summer conference is for firemen and fire chiefs. It's a conference. I just needed approval for that. Well, who gonna be here? Where you going?
Oh, I ain't putting out fires. Where you all going?
You went in?
Where is it at?
It's at the IP casino.
I make a motion.
okay, Julian got the motion,
Second.
Susie got the second, all in favor?
Hurry home.
Thank you, and, you know, I've been doing the building inspection for, I guess, 3 or 4 months now. Is there any concerns or anything I need to be aware of or look into?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, I'm gonna say this, I don't wanna sound like I'm fussing.
Oh, no, no.
I just got a question. On the 7 Road building that's coming in, when it's a new structure that comes in, does that go before zoning, before all that's approved?
It'll go to a site plan review,
Yeah.
which I've spoken with their director who's handling that project with Seven Brew, and they've indicated that they intend to get that to us this month for me to get to the zoning.
I
board.
just wasn't sure of the process, that's why I
Yes,
was
because it
asking.
is on a private property area, and they're having it parceled out, because, so that if the owners ever sold that strip mall,
It would
that
be
would
sold.
be, they would be sold, so it would go to be more like a site plan.
We have a time frame on that?
They've indicated to me that they hope to have it ready, up and running, serving customers in August. But they need to get that site plan to me ASAP, in order to meet that
I didn't-
target date.
That's what I heard too, but I didn't want to say it.
Sure. I mean,
It'll be in.
Yeah.
if a building's not there, they can't stand out there
That's
and wait.
that's right. That's all I've got, you got anything else?
Thank you for all that
That's
you
all.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Okay.
Oh, wait, come back. Oh, we had some questions about the bathhouse.
So
How, what's the situation?
it is gone, supposed to be going back before zoning, to get a conditional use permit. And that's where it is right now. I don't know if the zoning board met yet with him or not.
Did he ever redo the application
No.
that changed it from the
Just
shed?
zoning.
Because see, that has to go through zoning,
I have not
to do the
received it.
conditional use for that.
Okay.
And then once it, cause we kinda got the cart ahead of the horse, but once it goes to zoning, then that's when we can do the permit change. But it has to be,
Cause we're getting calls and answers,
I
asking us
have
questions, so
well.
we didn't know what to say.
I have as well, and it's in them and zoning.
The owner's in process of thinking about the application, okay?
Thank you.
That's the best I can tell you about potential litigation issues. Okay?
Thank you.
It's in process.
Zoning, Evan.
Yeah, good evening, board. I would like to request y'all's approval to notice for 3 hearings, 2 conditional use permits, and a change to that downtown preservation district sign ordinance that I know there's been a lot of attention over. 1 conditional use is for a planned use of a accessory dwelling rental structure in an R1 district. The other is for the use of a manufactured home dealership, not a place where people actually live, but a dealership that sells manufactured homes in the C3 zone across from Zips, across the highway from Zips. So that date I propose for those hearings is May 12th.
You said across the highway, is it all the way across on?
Right there by the
Dairy
Dennis-
Queen
Dennis
or something?
office?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, on that side.
Yeah, it's an empty lot
You might
right
have
now.
answered this and I didn't hear you. So there will be manufactured homes over there because they're going to be selling them.
Yes,
Just
that's
to
correct.
sell, not to live in.
Did you get clarification on the manufactured home style?
Yes, they actually have a website. They sell homes out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi currently. The guy who runs it, his dad actually used to sell manufactured homes out of Magee many years ago. It was under Wood Manufactured Homes. Now they go by Integrity Homes. And so if you go to integrityhomes.net, I believe it is, in Hattiesburg, they have a list of their inventory and you can see the types of products that they intend to sell here.
I make a motion that we approve the publications for,
Excuse me, has he corrected the application? A mobile home, it was mobile home on the application.
I've asked him to in,
The application,
Yeah.
has mobile home sale.
it has mobile home sales. I mean,
Because there's two
I spoke to him-
controversy now between
Sure.
manufactured and mobile home.
I spoke to him about it. It was just the terminology he used. But again, the exact type of homes he intends to sell are included on that series of photos he sent me as well as his website.
Let's get it on the application, please.
Sure. I'll have him amend the.
That becomes part of the official package.
Okay, yeah. I'll make sure that that is corrected for that hearing.
Thank you.
Is it going to be a new area for selling or will they bring in old?
He indicated to me that some of his stock would be brand new and some of his stock would be trade-in and resale.
It seems like y'all have an issue. What's the issue? It seems like y'all have an
I just
issue.
have questions.
Oh, I mean, it's just,
I made a
I wanted to
motion
know,
just
kind
approving
yeah, I
the
know.
notices for the
Yeah, I
hearing.
just wanted to get comments. I mean, it's-
Yeah. No second.
No, I'll second.
Okay, Susie's got the motion, Junior got the second, all in favor, anything else?
Thank you. Yes,
What was the second one? I know you said manufactured homes, and what was the other one?
the other conditional use was a individual who wants to use an accessory dwelling as a rental property in an R1 residential zone.
What does that mean, accessory?
It's like a prefab structure, kind of like it's a home, it's a pre-manufactured home that has water and sewer and gas running into it.
But they're gonna use it as an office?
They're intending to rent it out as a rental property. The structure has been there for several years, and I informed them that it would need to go through.
But they still have the right to the process, so
Yeah.
we'll have to.
Right.
It goes, yeah, so.
I agree,
That's
we've
good.
got the right to the process.
So, yeah, all right.
I was just trying to get the
Oh,
understanding
yeah,
of what it was.
totally.
She's taking notes.
Also, we talked earlier about, pickup.
Yes, and I'm glad that you brought that up. So Alderman Harper, Chief Kraft, myself, and John Hosey visited a local apartment complex to discuss getting it into compliance. They're under new management, and the new management is very cooperative and eager to get to work on addressing those issues. In the spirit of that, Alderman Harper had suggested that we could use the city's limb truck to pick up some of the vegetation that they're trimming on that property in order to bring it into compliance as a gesture of goodwill, saying, you're willing to work with us, you have a lot of work to do, we're willing to use city resources to help you achieve that goal, seeing as it's in the best interest of the city as well.
So basically what it is basically all the vegetation that's around apartments that say seed. So all those bushes, tall trees, everything of that nature, they're gonna cut them down and place them on the side of the road, of course.
I take care of that.
Yeah, so we'll get that.
Done deal.
Okay, got it. I thought that needed approval. I must have been misinformed. Other than that, on that same topic of code enforcement, I just wanted to mention that I've met with a number of property owners and business owners around the city, and trying to start the process of kind of understanding where people are coming from and why things are the way they are before we initiate that process. And so we've had some early successes, including a business that was operating in a district that wasn't zoned for, was able to meet with that business owner, and they've already gotten settled up with a privileged license in a district that they're zoned for. So we're really excited to see that. We've got some early movement on getting rid of a burned house that has been located in a residential neighborhood for some time. And so I'm going to continue that process of, if anybody, and this goes for the public too, if you ever have anything, you are entitled to come meet with me, talk to me. If there's some financial concerns or time concerns you have about getting into compliance, we don't want that to stop progress. So happy to meet with you and discuss how we can give you more time or perhaps use city resources to help achieve that compliance, because it's in all of our best interest to solve that outside of the formal court system and hearing system. So that's all I've got, unless y'all have any questions.
Thank you.
Clarification on the Sacy Apartments, the city is not using its resources to help them clean up those apartments. You
That's
are,
correct.
and, because I wanted that to be clear, because then we're getting into, you to be.
No, we're just
No, we're gonna do it.
we're
You're
just
just
limbs.
picking up the
Limbs,
limbs
that's
they
normal.
put on the side.
And I apologize for that.
And this is what it was.
And I
This-
want to make that.
Let me just make it clear, this is what it was. At some point, they were on a no pickup list or something of that nature.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they were throwing out some of the wrong items under the other management, of course. So now, he
It's
is
just regular trash.
regular
I'm good
limb
with
pickup and trash pickup. That's,
I'm good.
make a clarification on that, so.
Okay.
You good.
I was wondering, it was one.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's-
sorry about that.
They were on a
I don't
no
want there
pickup
to be a
list.
No, and thank you for
Yeah,
keeping
they
me
were
out
on,
of trouble.
yeah, they were on a no pickup
They
list.
just reinstated.
David, yeah.
And that's key.
Of good
It's
faith.
A good faith.
Yeah, of
because,
good faith. He's trying.
The guy is working with the city. I actually got an email from him today, so
Yeah.
that's good news. And,
He's trying.
it's, but yeah, we'll pick that up.
So,
Yeah, thank y'all so much. I'll keep y'all apprised.
Okay, facilities maintenance, Cortez is not here, he's got his report in your packet though, if any questions on any of that, any questions for me? Okay, Parks and Rec, Jimmy's ball field. Any questions on Parks and Rec?
No, sir. Oh, whoa. You got a question. Did we get the extra trash cans over at the city park? Did we get a couple more over there?
I've had 4
We had 4
taken
per-
over,
okay.
do we need more?
I don't know.
I want to get that one moved that's right against the entrance gate move it
I mean,
closer up to the,
I've got that on my list.
To the
good deal.
When I went by this weekend, the only ones that were full were the one that was up by the pavilion, and then the furthest up one by the driveway there. And they had pizza the pizza boxes.
I was
If people
gonna
would
ask
just fold their pizza boxes and put them down in there, that would be great.
or
Yeah.
if there's another type garbage can that we could put over there that's got the wide mouth, that doesn't have to go down in all of that hole. Cause they don't take the time.
We count on our constituents to fold boxes. Probably not gonna happen.
Anything.
It's closer than yield signs.
How you word?
Yeah.
Pizza folding.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Now with the splash pad, I know we had something blue and something else.
I ain't got enough data.
Okay, and I'm not trying to say that we might not get it done before the lease. Can we put, Cortez over here on that, trying to get that, over that splash pad? Maybe he can knock that out.
Assign it to him.
Maybe he can knock that out.
I think that would be a good move as we start that transition.
He's busy with
Right.
things.
While Jimmy is still there to tell them where he is in it.
Okay.
Okay, airport, David.
Evening, board. We are currently completely sold out of fuel unexpectedly. We sold about $8,000 in about 10 days. We have a shutdown just into the month, or shut down airport. We're getting our new apron install put in, and we have a fuel tank inspection. It's supposed to be this week, so we are not planning on refueling until after, right before we open the airport back up.
Have we put out memos or anything to?
There's a note amount for no fuel right now. When we get closer to the shutdown, we'll put out a note that the airport will be shut down. Another note on that, we are currently almost full hangar capacity. That puts us with, they give us a grant every year as long as we keep our airplanes in stock there. I think that's about $140,000 every year that's gonna be granted to us just to keep our hangars full. So that should take care of a lot of issues, but right now, we're on schedule to the 20th, 29th, and shut down for the re-asphalt project. We'll have a tank inspection this week sometime, and, we will refuel our tanks before we open back up.
That's good to me.
Any more questions? David?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, David.
John Hosey, emergency management.
I ain't got nothing. South tobacco market, y'all probably seen a lot of work going on over there. They started paving their, I guess, parking lot, so they're gonna start remodeling next week.
Can you stand up? I can't hear you. And I'm the one that hears the best. Say that one more time.
They are paving their parking lot over there, so y'all probably seen that, and next week they're gonna start remodeling, so. It's gonna be a white building, I think is what he said, with black tin on it, so. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Any other business we need to discuss? Brett? CPA, Trent CPA.
All right, guys, just hopefully fairly briefly. Got a few things to move through here tonight. I did, as promised, give you in your package, kind of a revenue comparison. I did not compare property taxes to last year. We already know what they are. There are plenty of laws in place to make sure those get paid. So what we budgeted is what we expected. We've collected about 96% of our property taxes for the year. So we're right on track. But this comparison, I want you to look at this just a minute. See the trend? 7%, you're 7%, and that's a little bit of a, it's actually 7/5 because now on our groceries, we're at 5%, right? So your normal sales tax, we're actually down about $4,000 for the year in comparison to where we were this time last year. Okay, all this is up through April. But look at the 1%. We're up 13,000.
That's good.
But then come down and look at your modernization. We're up 30,000. So what does that lead you to believe? Brick and mortar's losing ground, guys. Brick and mortar's losing ground. Our restaurants, those type facilities that charge that 1%, we're thriving there. We're up 12,000 on top of what we were, but our retail sales is actually a little bit down. But as it's down, remember back 3 years ago, I told you there'll be a day. There'll be a day, and it's coming soon. I don't know when. But our sales tax will drop and be replaced by our modernization diversion. Well, we're starting to see that at the moment. Does that make sense? We're starting. Your modernization, I don't want to say Amazon tax, but it's your tax on.
But they don't know.
Yeah, it's your tax on Amazon. May sue me if I do, but it's the tax on anything you buy online. You know, that went into effect in July of 2017. So, as promised, that's a little bit of a comparison that I gave you guys. Didn't go through every revenue, but I went through the ones that I thought were important. Okay, the ones that I thought were important. Any questions on any of those?
Why don't you say we're good?
Well, we're okay. We're okay. Okay. Hold on. We're not.
Okay, it's gonna get worse?
Okay, it's going to get worse. I'm going to congratulate the chief just a moment because look at the next report. Overtime's down.
Yay.
Overtime's down. You're doing, chief, what we talked about, and this is proving it in paper. Okay? Disposable overtime is only about 35 hours this month. Disposable now, non-grant reimbursed, non-schedule mandated overtime is about 35 hours, where we've been running about 60 to 80. So it's working. But, chief, there's a but now. The last page. Nobody, for the record, nobody is over budget. But we are starting to see some trends to where we're on track to be over budget when we get to the end of the line. Does that make sense what I'm saying, board? Anytime in our budget comparison that we give you, anytime you see bracketed items, that means we are on track to. We've spent more than our 8.33%, right, for that month. So there are a few things that we're tracking to the negative. You know, you see those departments there. Hey, public property. Yeah, we're looking like we're in a little trouble there. Well, what did we just do? We just bought an unbudgeted. Now, we amended the budget to do it legally, but we just bought an air conditioner, right? That we weren't planning on buying. There's where the numbers, where they hit you. Okay? So, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that we're in the mode where we need to do anything crazy. Department heads don't need to do anything crazy. They need to continue operating just like they are. But this time next month, there may need to be another discussion. Just hold tight, guys. Let's shut the reins down for just a minute to see where we are. And but that'll be a discussion once we get through the May claims docket. Two other items, and you don't have a piece of paper on those. Actually, three other items. One is not popular, but. The Main Street is not that one. The Main Street program, one of the things that's very complicated to do in Magee, in any municipal government, in any county government, is when you have, let's say for instance, the decoration fund the line item that we've had for a few years. Well, the problem that comes about, okay, the problem that comes about is State Auditor's Office really is not in love with Amazon when it comes to buying stuff on Amazon and things of that nature. Plus, there's there's fairly large amounts of money that we're spending. Running up to Hobby Lobby is not an option. Does that make sense? It is, but it really complicates matters. So that's why, think back years ago when you started funding the Chamber of Commerce. When you funded the Chamber of Commerce, it's a support system of the city of Magee. But they don't have to follow the purchase law. If they want to run to Walmart and grab 10 cases of Coke or water or whatever, they do it. Does that make sense? It relieves the purchase requirement. I don't want anybody watching or here tonight think that we're trying to loosen the reins on, this is in the budget. The dollars to spend for the decorations, they're in the budget. It's just really, really hard to do that a couple $1,000s at a time from a reimbursement perspective on John's behalf. Does that make sense? Are y'all following kind of what I'm saying? We've got some substantial documentation that has to be done to reimburse anybody. So somebody hauling off to Sam's to buy a bunch of stuff is a good thing, but in government it's a real hard thing to get documented for audit purposes. So what we're saying is maybe in the future, maybe even here in the real near future, would you guys be opposed to awarding those dollars? Because the Main Street program is the one that's actually doing the purchasing anyway.
And she provides an invoice or receipt for what she buys, don't she?
Well, yes, but what I was saying is do like you've been doing in the past to the chamber and to the Main Street, just to go ahead and appropriate those dollars over to that.
It'd be a lot easier.
To that entity.
Oh, we could just cut it out.
Hey, I can't, the funds are appropriated. Okay, the funds are appropriated to do that. It sure would make the documentation a whole lot smoother on John's office to appropriate those monies, just issue a check over there through a.
How would we go about doing that?
How, it can be on the next claims docket.
Just reappropriate it?
Well, we're just gonna cut
Cut
a
a
check.
check to
Cut a
them.
check.
Yeah.
Cut the budgeted check.
Yeah.
To the,
Yeah, well, we can't cut we cut the full budget, but we've already spent some.
right, so.
There's already been some of that, and
you
John
say
and
what's
I,
left?
what's left, just the balance of what's left.
I'm for
Does
that.
that make sense?
Yeah, I'm for that.
And the next budget,
Not
would
cause
just
it
go
makes it
right in
easier for
there.
John.
It would just go right through right on to her through what we call in y'all's budget line items and association expense. Years ago, that's how it was set up. So there'll be a number on the next claims docket that will solidify that, okay? All right? Last thing, actually, no, two more things. Get the easy one done first, and I am not Forrest Duncan. No, just kidding. You guys received, I think, in your package, and like I said, I'm reciting what he said. The only thing that needs to be done on his behalf tonight is there is a resolution naming the authorized representative and authorizing the loan application. So basically what that's saying is that's allowing Mark to be an authorized signer. And Wessel read this prior to the meeting. This is just something customary. They gotta have it on file so Mark can authorize and bind the city.
I make a motion, we approve the resolution naming Mark.
Susie's got the motion. I only got a second, all in favor.
Lastly, when we convened in August, we started having some really interesting budget meetings, and we went through our proprietary fund, we went through our solid waste fund, and I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. The decision was made to acquire a garbage truck. With the acquisition of that garbage truck, there was also a revenue line item to offset that expenditure, which was a $3 per user per month garbage increase. The complexity of garbage is this, and frankly, I was in Jackson's state office yesterday, and we talked about this in detail. there's been some discussion about advertising requirements, there's been some discussion about all kinds of stuff, but the city of Magee does not allocate any of their tax levy towards solid waste collection. So in some cities, they charge a little fee, but they also appropriate some of the taxes over to that fund. When you do that, it requires an advertisement, okay, to run 3 weeks and maybe have a hearing. In this case, it's like our water, okay, so we have the authority through the action of the board to arbitrarily increase the charge for service at any point, as long as it doesn't involve a fund that includes ad valorem, okay? With that being said, I'm not necessarily saying that an action needs to be taken, because personally, I think it's good practice to notify that user on their bill. You don't have to, on record, but it's good practice probably to go at least a month, notify that user, but we're to the point where the debt service is coming due, okay? So as opposed to eating into the budget that we planned back in August, we've acquired the asset. We've done the financing. Now we've got to fulfill the funding mechanism of it. Does that make sense?
So you gotta put it in effect.
We got to put it in effect. Now,
Tonight?
I suggest that effect is not until the May, we're in April now, so the bills for May are fixing to go out. It needs to be put on the May bill, taking effect in June. Does that make sense? On the June bill.
That there'll
So
be
we
an
need a motion for that?
increase.
I would like to
Have a motion.
Make a motion.
Yeah,
I'll make a
absolutely,
motion.
yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Jerry's got the motion. Get a second.
Second.
Warren got the second, all in favor?
So the motion's for the $3 increase on the garbage bill effective June.
Effective for the June bills, it will go out in May.
Okay. And to put it on the bill.
That's right. Notify, get
And I
BBI.
recommend you put it on your website too, and just be totally transparent.
Facebook too.
Yes.
You put a post out there.
Like I said, that was the bad news. That was the part I don't like talking about, but that's the other side of the purchase we made.
Well, the truck was breaking down every other week.
Oh, there's no option.
The
Got no
garbage-
option.
The garbage
It
was
was
picked
needed,
up, so
so.
you just had
But-
to.
But for the record, as opposed to implementing and this is maybe a shout out to the board just a moment, as opposed to going ahead October 1 and implementing the charge, you guys opted to wait until the actual truck came in and the expenditures started happening. So you deferred it for 7 months. Board, anything else for me?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro. When it's back, no problem.
All right, anything else? You got business?